Now, see the 13 most intense assault operations of the Kraken unit. What you never knew about the battles on the front lines. High-risk missions where every second counts, meticulous plans, or chance. What defines success on the battlefield? The enemy is closer than you think. Every decision can be fatal. Soldiers face deadly challenges, with tough choices and serious consequences. The unpredictability of war can change everything in the blink of an eye. Now, imagine yourself in their shoes. Are you ready to discover what really happens behind enemy lines? If you want to understand the outcome of this story, stay until the end. What you are about to see contains real war footage from the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. It is presented strictly for documentary purposes. We do not encourage violence. Recommended for 18+. The battlefield footage presented in this documentary was captured by drones and GoPro cameras of Ukrainian soldiers, providing a first-hand view of the ongoing operations. In the scene we are witnessing, we observe the actions of soldiers from the Special Battalion of the 28th Brigade who carried out a successful assault operation.
Русские, вы здесь? Гранату! Хорош! Давай, давай! Граната! Давайся, сука! Давайся, сука! Все, стою! Давай, выходи! Сколько вас? Давай, сука, руки вгору, выходи! Быстро выходи!
This mission aimed to stabilize the situation in one of the sectors in the Toretsk direction, a strategic area in the context of the conflict. During the operation, Ukrainian forces reclaimed a previously occupied position. As a result of the action, 2 opposing combatants were neutralized, while 2 others chose to surrender. The remaining enemy forces abandoned the position and retreated. This footage documents the strategic advancement of Ukrainian forces and the importance of tactical coordination in combat scenarios. On this occasion, we observe a battle that took place in the Zaporizhzhia direction, where the assault team of the 128th Brigade carried out a strategic operation to reclaim positions previously held by opposing forces. The offensive began with the deployment of FPV drones, which targeted strategic positions from the air, disrupting enemy lines and causing several adversary combatants to retreat from the battlefield. With the advantage secured, Ukrainian assault forces moved forward to consolidate their position. As they approached the enemy fortifications, the fighters utilized machine gun fire and tactical equipment to ensure the success of the operation. During this maneuver, 2 members of the opposing forces chose to surrender. This footage documents the tactical execution and strategic coordination of Ukrainian forces, highlighting the importance of technology and planning in military operations. In the context of the ongoing conflict, battlefield footage captures the actions of the 5th Separate Assault Brigade of Kiev in a meticulously planned tactical operation. The initial phase of the operation involved the use of a smoke screen, strategically created by the artillery, with the aim of limiting the enemy forces' visibility and neutralizing the use of anti-tank missiles. The suppression of the adversary was consolidated through the use of fragmentation and high-explosive munitions, allowing combat vehicles to support the assault units, which then disembarked and cleared the occupied area. Mechanized elements played a crucial role in the offensive. Armored vehicles from the 47th Mechanized Brigade, including a BMP-2 belonging to the 130th Battalion, provided support and mobility for the ground troops. Simultaneously, the infantry of the 33rd Assault Battalion ensured the land advance, conducting the attack under the protection of the artillery from the 21st Brigade. Battlefield footage captures the intense struggle for a strategic position consisting of a trench system in the Mykolaiv direction. The confrontation involved tactical maneuvers and the coordinated use of armored vehicles. A Bradley combat vehicle advanced toward the position, carrying its crew on board. Before the approach, smoke screens were strategically deployed to conceal the troops' disembarkation. The Bradley successfully reached the designated location, providing covering fire for the soldiers and shooting toward a nearby wooded area where enemy movement had been detected. Shortly after, the crew disembarked, taking defensive positions and securing the area. Determined to consolidate control over the position, the assault team decided to finish the operation thoroughly. Initially, one of the fighters threw a smoke grenade which missed the target. A second attempt was successful. Covering the area in smoke, the assault continued as one soldier advanced from a blind spot and threw a thermobaric grenade inside the shelter, followed by a second and third. Meanwhile, two comrades provided cover for the action. Flames engulfed the interior of the shelter, and no further movement was detected. With the threat neutralized, the mission was successfully completed, securing control over the critical position. At dawn, a unit advanced toward its strategic objective. The Bradley armored vehicle, an essential part of the assault group, opened fire on opposing forces along the route. In the early morning, the troops launched an offensive on the fortified positions. During the advance, grenades were thrown into the enemy's defensive shelters. Continuing the assault, the unit employed the same tactic to neutralize a second fortified position. The progression continued with the capture and clearing of additional resistance points. During the confrontation, one combatant from the opposing group attempted to retreat, but was struck by a drone operating in the area. By the end of the engagement, the attacking unit had secured control of the contested position. The Kraken unit, one of the most feared formations in Ukraine, was formed after the Russian invasion in 2022. Created by veterans of the Azov Battalion, Kraken operates as an independent force within the Ukrainian armed forces under the command of military intelligence. Its emergence represents a swift and effective response to Russian aggression, standing out for its specialized tactics and vital role in the defense of the country. The unit is known for its assault, reconnaissance, and sabotage operations, being particularly active on the front lines in critical areas such as Kharkiv and Donetsk. From the outset of the conflict, Kraken has become a symbol of resistance and a formidable force for Russian soldiers. Fast and devastating attacks, emerging unexpectedly and causing significant damage before the enemy can react. Its name, a reference to the Kraken, a mythical sea monster from Nordic folklore, reflects its approach to warfare. Kraken's operations are marked by precision and effectiveness. Field-captured images show the unit successfully executing ambushes, destroying armored vehicles, and capturing enemy trenches. The unit employs reconnaissance drones and urban warfare techniques, allowing it to carry out precision strikes to weaken Russian defenses before the advance of ground troops. With modern equipment and a strategic approach focused on rapid and effective destruction, Kraken has managed to remain a relevant force on the battlefield. Aware of Kraken's impact, the Russian army has intensified its efforts to neutralize the unit, identifying it as one of the greatest obstacles to its offensive in eastern Ukraine. Kraken's presence on the battlefield is frequently documented and shared in videos on social media, showcasing not only its combat skill, but also its ability to operate efficiently under intense pressure. While the conflict is ongoing, Kraken has already established itself as one of Ukraine's most lethal and feared units. Its impact on the front lines and its ability to maintain a constant presence in highly volatile areas contribute to its growing reputation, ensuring a legacy of fierce resistance and determination. In this footage, the viewer witnesses one of the large-scale attacks conducted by the occupying forces. The scene captures a column composed of 20 units, including a variety of armored vehicles. The Ukrainian reserves are in place, with artillery positioned strategically along the road. Self-propelled guns, SPGs, and mortars are ready for action, while attack drones are deployed overhead. The Grad multiple rocket launcher system is also in position. Despite the heavy Ukrainian resistance, part of the enemy column attempts to break through into the city. Some vehicles manage to push as far as the city's outskirts. Among them, at least one MTLB, a type of armored personnel carrier, succeeds in disembarking infantry. However, this success is short-lived. The MTLB is almost immediately struck, and although it attempts to retreat, the Ukrainian forces do not allow it to escape. This footage illustrates the intense and high-stakes nature of urban combat, with both sides leveraging a combination of ground forces and advanced technology, including drones and artillery, to gain control of key strategic positions. The Kraken unit continues to liberate its native Kharkiv region step by step. This ongoing operation involves a combination of strategic maneuvers, with Ukrainian forces progressively reclaiming territory.
Один, потом какой-то отрезок, второй. Есть у вас линия. Я. То какого хуя вы сюда приперлись? Это вопрос, нахуй.
The unit, known for its resilience, works to weaken enemy positions while advancing towards key locations. Their operations include both ground combat and the use of advanced military technology.
Отвечай. Откуда вышли?
Да, вы. Не назад.
Короче, есть особисті речі, телефон, Цього шманали. Цей баран з вчорашнього дня. Баран новий раз. Другий ще живий.
Despite facing various challenges, the Kraken unit remains committed to its mission of liberating the region, ensuring that every move is calculated in the effort to push forward and retake areas previously under control of the opposing forces. Fighters of the Four-Post Brigade successfully cleared enemy trenches during assault operations. The operation began with detailed planning of all actions, ensuring a coordinated and effective approach. The assault group then advanced to the starting line, where they were positioned for the beginning of their mission. As the movement towards the enemy commenced, gunfire echoed in the distance, marking the start of the engagement. However, due to the terrain features and obstacles encountered, the fighters decided to change their direction, adjusting their strategy for a more efficient approach. Preparing to storm the enemy positions, the fighters took calculated steps to ensure the highest chances of success. Meanwhile, the headquarters continued to monitor the situation closely and communicated with the assault unit, providing guidance as needed. Aerial reconnaissance played a critical role in the operation, providing precise fire support that assisted in clearing the trenches. Before entering one of the trenches, a grenade was thrown to neutralize any immediate threats. At one point, a fighter reported the need to restore combat readiness, a critical moment in maintaining operational effectiveness. As the battle evolved, real-time updates were communicated, providing a clear picture of the changing battlefield situation.
Давай! Закройте! Крою! Абхаз!
Finally, the assault on the trench was carried out, and upon completion, a report was delivered, confirming the successful execution of the mission. The region of Lipivka, located in the Kharkiv province in eastern Ukraine, was the site of an important Ukrainian military operation during the conflict with Russia. The special forces of the GUR, main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, carried out a successful operation to reclaim approximately 400 hectares of forest, which had been under the control of Russian forces. This action not only resulted in the recapture of vast areas, but also dealt a significant blow to the Russian troops, who suffered heavy losses during the operation. During the assault, 3 battalions of motorized infantry, an assault unit, and a reconnaissance company of Russian forces were completely destroyed. The operation led to the elimination of nearly an entire regiment of invaders, weakening the Russian presence in the region and restoring Ukrainian control. This triumph was not only a military success, but also a symbol of Ukrainian resistance, demonstrating their ability to reclaim strategic areas and inflict significant damage on Russian forces. In addition to its military importance, the recovery of Lipivka had a significant psychological impact on Ukrainian forces. The victory in the region was seen as proof of the effectiveness of coordinated operations and the resilience of the Ukrainian military, which employed combined assault tactics and air support to ensure success. The operation also hindered Russian advances toward other key areas, strengthening Ukraine's defense in the Kharkiv province. Currently, the region of Lipivka remains under Ukrainian control. There have been no reports of the area being recaptured by Russian forces after the operation. The Ukrainian military presence has been consolidated, and the region's security is maintained by Ukrainian troops, who ensure constant vigilance. The recovery of Lipivka is just one example of Ukraine's ongoing efforts to defend its sovereignty and territory amid Russian aggression, reflecting the determination and resilience of the Ukrainian people. In this footage, the 5th Separate Assault Kyiv Brigade is seen actively engaged in combat. The defenders launched an assault on Russian positions, successfully capturing enemy forces. The video illustrates the tactical approach of the Ukrainian forces as they advance on the battlefield, demonstrating their operational strategies and coordination. The captured Russian personnel are shown under the control of the Ukrainian military, signaling a moment of tactical gain for the defenders. The reconnaissance unit of the Azov Brigade was tasked with clearing urban areas near New York, situated in the Donetsk Oblast of occupiers. During the operation, enemy forces were suddenly spotted in a nearby building. The Ukrainian fighters responded immediately by opening fire on the Russians. After assessing the situation, the soldiers decided to employ a tactical maneuver to outflank the enemy. Constant coordination between different groups was vital to ensure the success of their mission.
Сюда. Наши уже с другой стороны. Наши с другой стороны уже не стреляют.
Контроль.
As part of the operation, grenades were used to neutralize enemies hiding inside the building.
Себя взорвало чужое. А? Это внутри дома было.
Що там? Прокидуть гранату.
Прокидують гранату.
Cautiously, the Ukrainian fighters entered the building and discovered several Russian soldiers who had been eliminated.
Да. Три там на входе еще один.
3200 поправочка. Был пацан, нет пацан.
По возможности достань рабочий телефон.
Не вижу ничего в карманах.
Что там?
Ничего не вижу в карманах.
Фотка и, блядь, в доме плюс телефон, плюс ID.
The process of securing and mopping up the area continued without pause. Meanwhile, Russian forces consistently tested the strength of the Ukrainian positions in the Terny sector. Eliminating small Russian infantry groups was a priority for the Ukrainian fighters, as they aimed to maintain control over the region. In the face of advancing Russian armored vehicles heading toward the city, assault groups of fighters from the Kraken Special Forces moved swiftly into position. Their primary mission is to establish defensive positions, neutralize enemy infantry, and halt the enemy's progress. The task requires strategic coordination as the Kraken forces prepare to confront the approaching threat. The city, already on high alert, braces for the imminent confrontation. As the armored vehicles draw closer, the Kraken Special Forces, trained in high-intensity combat situations, organize into assault teams and set up defensive perimeters. Their primary objective is to clear the area of enemy infantry and disrupt the advance of the armored units. With the streets now echoing the sounds of distant artillery and the tension mounting, the Kraken forces are expected to engage the advancing enemy with precision and tactical expertise. The outcome of this engagement will heavily depend on the ability of the Special Forces to hold their ground and repel the assault, as the battle for the city intensifies. If you're still here, that means you're one of us. Prove it, drop